Actually, we're now going to talk to Emilio. Is working for a company called Projecta, and Projecta is a company that produces print machines specifically for the tiling and ceramics market in Italy. But he's a Spanish guy. So Emilio, welcome to INKISH here.
Thank you very much.
And I mean, more welcome to the Seiko Open Week 2022 here. Is it the first time you're here?
No. We came last year. So let's say that we already know what is going on here, and we have quite a good knowledge of what Seiko is presenting here with other vendors, other companies.
And you said to me that you've been working, your company has been working with Seiko for, was it 7-8 years or something like that?
Yeah. Since so it was something like 2014 when we started with the RC1536 printhead technology. So it's been quite a long ride since 2014. 8 years working with Seiko, partnership with them.
And as we spoke about just before we turned on the camera, it's quite funny because the market that you address is, of course, printing of tiles. And Italy is very known for all the tiles, right?
Yes.
So is it still a growing market for you, or is it flattening out? Because there was a transformation from analog to digital some years ago, right?
So let me say that conversion to analog, from analog to digital in the ceramic industry should be something around 98%. So there is no space for conversion. But it's true that we are replacing old units with new units in terms of technology.
So it's because they are better and faster?
Yes.
And things like that?
Yes.
Okay.
And also many companies are expanding. So because the last couple of years it's been quite good in places like Europe. Due to the COVID, China was up completely locked down. So there was a space for European manufacturers to grow, and also Middle East companies, and South America as well. So we were able to sell many more units due to this expansion.
Also during the COVID? Simply?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
That's quite amazing, isn't it?
It was amazing. 2021 was an amazing year for the equipment companies. We sold a large number of units, and most of us, we increased our figures quite heavily.
Developing the technology for creating print directly on tiles and all the things you do. One thing is that now you're into a replacing market. I think that when you look at all segments of the graphics arts industry, including also the industrial print, it seems that the printhead gets better, they get faster. But if you look at it from your perspective, what are the trends in where things are moving? What is it the customers want in the future? If you look at the printheads, the inkjet side, basically.
Yeah. So the printhead technology is the core technology in this industry. I mean, we need them, and we need new developments. Currently, there are no big investments from their side because it's a very mature market. And honestly, the technology reached a very high peak point in the last couple of years, and the situation quite now is much more stable. But even it's stable, we are foreseeing something coming up soon, new, regarding, especially with robustness and firing frequency. That's what single pass business requires: robustness and firing frequency. We need a high firing frequency.
Yeah, I understand that, but I was also thinking that, sometimes, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that when you print on tiles, you basically kind of put some surface on it after it's been printed, right? No?
Not really.
Not really, but you sometimes do that, or
yes,
yeah, depending on how the structure of
depending on the type of tiles and what you want to do with it. But the basic thing, when you go to color printing, we print raw material, the raw tile, and we print with regular CMYK plus whatever colors the customer may need, and then it goes in a firing process. The critical thing in our business, in the ceramic business, is you have a firing process which reaches up to 1,200 Celsius degrees.
Okay, so that was where I misunderstood. So basically, the tile needs to be baked, so to speak, after the. Okay, yeah. Because the reason why I was asking was just because when you look at all industries, everybody's looking for fewer processes, more automation, better quality, faster turnaround time, and all those kind of things. Is it the same thing also in the ceramics business?
Not really, because we already faced those issues years ago.
Okay.
And if you ever go to a ceramic company, you will realize that we are quite advanced in that sense. Because when you go single pass, you have not a single second option to print on something. The multipass business allows you to go twice, printing, and then you get a better, nice result output. But when you go single pass, I mean, you have to print or it's gone.
Yeah.
So all those things, all those requirements already came to the industry before. It is true that is the green thing coming up regarding water-based inks and these kind of things, but it's not so heavily demanded in our industry so far. It will, but so far it's not.
Okay. Projecta, what type of company? I mean, are you a big company, a small company?
So we belong to CTBT Group, which is an Italian group. Basically, we are based in the Modena area, Modena region, near Bologna. Our main market and our main business is ceramics for the whole group.
Yeah.
We are something like 1,000 employees worldwide.
So quite big company.
Yeah, it's quite a big one.
Yeah.
And very well known in the ceramic industry. And we have different business units. Projecta is the business unit that takes care of all the digital printing devices for the whole group, because we also are producing quartz slabs, which is not properly ceramics. We are printing on quartz slabs, and the printing is coming from our side, even though there are other equipments that are coming from different business units in the company.
And the reason I was asking, I was just wondering, I mean, since it seems that you are in a pretty good situation in a market where 98% adaptation already, I was just wondering how the competition is, because I mean, in all industries that have matured now, it starts to be sometimes your competition based on, could be on prices, it would be
It
on
is.
different, yeah. So it is a price-sensitive market.
Very sensitive. Worldwide, we are probably 10, 12 companies that are in this industry. There are 4 Chinese, and the rest we are Western. And it's a very mature, as I said. Technology-wise, we are quite good. Now becomes a question of scaling out the process, production, and purchasing departments, because the rest is more or less done. More or less done.
When you say China, in this case, labor cost is not the biggest thing here, right? I mean, you have energy consumption, because I mean, if you digitally print things, you can automate a lot of the processes, right? Yeah. So the competition is not on labor cost, basically.
No. The competition with them is based on, look, our main, in Europe, in any Western country now, if you want to have some iron, steel, whatever, aluminum that you require for your device, is coming from China. Okay. So
they can control the supply chain, basically.
They are very competitive on the raw material, on the bill of material piece, really competitive. And at the end, that's what they do. They're able. On top of that, the Chinese companies, regarding profit-wise, they are not so demanding as a Western companies. We have been public listed till the end of last year. So when you are public listed, demanding is different in terms of profit, P&L. These kind of things move you to a different level. It's a different game.
But you are a private company now, or?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you make that change?
It was the CEO of the company. It was a 50%. No, it was a 20%, 25% public listed in Milan Stock Exchange.
Okay.
And by the end of the year, there was a decision of buying back all the shares and being delisted. It was a privately owned decision by the family.
Yeah, and I take that it's often that you have more control, basically, right? Because you don't have to deliver that information that sometimes can be seen as competitive, also, right?
It is. I mean, whenever you can become public, you have to be 100% transparent. You need to make a lot of compliance to many different policies and rules.
Yeah, that doesn't necessarily add value, right?
It doesn't. If unless you are really a big company and you require a lot of investment for a growing period, it doesn't. It doesn't so much.
Okay.
It doesn't so much.
So, last question: the future for your company. How does that look?
Looks promising. Yes, I may say that it looks promising. The big question mark is Chinese market. Why? Because even in ceramics, the first manufacturing market in the world is China.
Yeah.
So we need to be in China.
Yeah.
Whenever China opens again boundaries, the borders, and we are able to get in again, that will be the key thing to understand if we are able to make it to the top, or at least the 3 top companies in this industry, or we're going to remain in the middle class, let's say like
Okay,
that.
so
That's the main
is
thing.
so that is like if you can break into the Chinese market, become among the 3 biggest suppliers there, you will basically come in the Superliga of.
It's a jump. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah. And that is part of the strategy, is basically to see if you can do that.
it
Or,
is.
yeah, yeah.
Worldwide, you have to consider that Asia is the first region in the world producing ceramic tiles.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we're talking about 70% of the time.
Okay, really. Okay.
So
yeah.
7 out of 10
Yeah.
is produced in Asia.
Yeah.
So if you're not strong over there,
Yeah, yeah.
the market reduces
Yeah.
a lot, and the opportunities to become a top 3 guy in the industry are less.
And it seems that when you are a company that has both the backing of not just the machines, but also the entire supply chain of the 1,000 people working in the company, seems that you have a size where that growth is potential, right? I mean, you can work your way to it, because it needs a lot of financing, it needs a lot of people to
Yes.
actually handle that kind of thing. But you feel ready for fighting.
No, I mean that's not the main problem.
Okay.
Never. I mean the family owning the company, the group, there's not a big issue regarding investments
So they
for growth.
basically it's more decision whether they want to do it or not.
Yes, it's to see a clear path to grow, and has to be a profitable one, not only revenue-wise, also profitable one, because it's the key now. And with during this pandemic COVID area, we're foreseeing that sales cycles have been expanded much more than expected. Also payment terms, delivery terms for raw materials. So this is becoming critical because we need much more cash flow to keep doing almost the same level of business.
Yeah.
Because at the end, basically labor costs are the main thing in a European country,
Yeah.
and that remains equal.
Yeah. Fantastic. Nice talking to you.
My pleasure.
Thank you
you
very
very
much.
much. Thank you very much.